welcome to your second Friday of 2024. Reminding you that you only have 50 of these left, so don't fuck them up. You're not going to be able to replace them. You only got 50 left after today. Use them wisely. Today we begin earnings. Earnings kick off. United Health, BlackRock, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan top the list. All of that will be in prior to most of you waking up and scratching your genderless genitalia. Citigroup, they report at 8 o'clock, and as you guys saw, our 32 trade plan produced its plus 30% expectation. Plenty of time left on that trade. Not one lower target has been hit, so that's why the email went out. The choice is yours. Anyway, later today, before the market opens, you have 8:30 US PPI, core PPI, and then at 10 o'clock, Fed's Kashkari is speaking.
Your ATM is safe, your banks are safe, there's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
Yes, that Kashkari. So on to some data really quick. And, yesterday, boom, new moon, 47.9850. Hey, Tim, don't be angry, huh? But I'm playing the calls because I'm tired of waiting on puts. Yeah, well, I don't really care if you put your finger in your ass and smell it or taste it. It doesn't matter to me because that's why you saw I stayed in the alerts, the spreads, and the futures, and DM. The clown world you have initiated, engaged, and thrown gasoline on with the bullshit postings that are happening over there. I wish you all the best after the Glacier IPO. I sincerely do, because you will never be having a conversation with me ever again. Monday, 65-point range, SPX, 35, 35, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday, 59-point range. You couldn't ask for anything better. And you wound up closing red on the day as well. So beautiful, beautiful day, right at 47.8024. Everything was absolutely gorgeous as far as how yesterday worked out. Look over onto the spreads, and yes, there were spreads, and yes, they did work. And 4805, 4800s, 67%. 4745, 4750s, if you wanted to take on that risk, even though everything was there for you, 54%. CPI yesterday, that was your engager. QQQ, same thing. A gorgeous visit above 410. Coming off that 404, filling all of its gaps. And notice how you did not produce a plus or minus 1% day since the algorithm there on Monday, which I will bring back to your attention. Having not taken out 47.35 yesterday, as you only got down to 47.39.58, we are now on to trading session number 15 since having had a minus 1% decline day. So buckle up, Buttercup. OPEX week is next week. Play the calls all you want. So anyway, guys, on to the charts here. Here is your ES. Looking at it just off the 5 days, so you can see the lows over there on Friday. 136-point move with the algo being there on Monday. And if you haven't noticed, which I'll point out to you, here is your low yesterday. Here is your high on Monday. So any form of bullish thesis that you may have has now gone out the window. You can throw it out with the bathwater. Your NQ looking same chart, 5-day, not as horrible as all you did was fractionally come down to it. But again, same thing. Your bullish thesis is complete and utter garbage. Look over onto the YM, and your YM has made a dedicated suggestion that nothing is happening with the YM. If you can't notice that you are stuck for the greater portion of, call it 2.5 to 3 weeks, inside of this 37,500, 38,000, 37,500. That 500-point range, it is a box. And now that you start having your major Dow players that are reporting, now the rotation starts to begin, which, as you see over on the RTY, that rotation had already begun, and you are now down, pressing onto that December 13th high area from the euphoric move off of the opening or middle of the day. Just chilling right here, right around this 19.7, and we'll pull up the RTY chart, and yes, you are at minus 20% from your all-time highs.
Excuse me? Fuck, you can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
So pull it back onto a quick and simple 5-day SPX. Every single upside gap totally filled. As you see here on your lows of yesterday, right down to that 47, 45, 47, 37. Excrement of human nature starts to fill into the diapers. That was your level that you got to, having taken out the highs from Monday. So again, bullish thesis is slowly starting to disappear, and all you did was get a 50 retracement within the matter of half of a fucking day of the entire move coming off of Friday. Half of that move gone in half of a day. Christmas comes after Christmas sometimes. So swing you along, QQQ, gorgeous looking move. Here you are on a 5-day, 15-minute, the big move off of that minus 20-point drop, coming on here with a plus 18 move because it's the QQQ. And here we are trotting on that 408.50, 405 being the breaking point, 404 being the oh shit level, and minus 402, you are in trouble. But that's going to be hard to do when you have big pumps happening on Microsoft. Big pumps still happening over there on, hey, guess what? The elections are this week. Actually, they're this weekend over in Taiwan. Curious how long the Ponzi scheme of NVIDIA can continue to live. AMD, not as great. AMD doesn't weigh as much, but AMD pretty identical, and you can see that 145 continuing to hold. The one trade ticker that everybody wants to just annihilate, but you can't. You can't do it, and that's Meta. And the reason you can't do it with Meta is because Meta and Google are the only two places on the planet where you can run advertising. So with the elections coming up, even though all of these illegals that are crossing the borders that are going to be voters don't go on the internet and click ads or need any of that because they're being paid to vote when they do vote in November, Meta, don't even mess around with it. So that brings you on to, oh God, why is this happening? Oh God. Well, the reason why Tesla is way the hell down here is pretty damn simple. And we will load our big time frame. Here is our 50 and our 200 and give them a second to load up. Oh, no, they have loaded up. So I got to move on to the other one because that is not my, big charts. Big charts will work. Keep that down, zoom that in. The 50-day broke earlier in the week, actually broke last week. The 200-day has been annihilated. And you are now taking out overnight here with this gap down the 400-day moving average, filling this gap from way back here on November the 13th. If we were to get November the 13th over there on the SPX, the equivalent would be 4,400 on the SPX. But Tesla is Tesla. And Tesla, having broken down to where we are, 207.50 is where the target area is. I want you to notice, just zooming in here into what we're looking at in the current year, you have your low, lower high, lower high. Oh my God, look at that trend line. Just keeps hitting that trend line and rejecting off of it. Lower low, lower high, and guess where you're going here? That's right, folks. Lower low. And Tesla's going to be reporting earnings next week. So let them do what they're going to do. And then we will be able to play it after earnings. So as I remove these drawings, I want to remind you that today is Friday. Friday is very significant for a number of reasons. And the reason being is, used to be back in the day that you had the entire week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that you could sit there, you could watch a stock, you could watch how it performs, you could watch how it moves. And then with Friday expirations, you could go in there, you could make your zero DTE decision. Well, now you got zero DTE over there on the SPX and the SPY, which lets everybody go and, oh man, yeah, this is what we're doing. Hey, yeah, ooh. Well, it has created a very drug addicting stupidity level where capital is not allocated properly. And if you go out over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, you will notice that 80% of your trades are going to produce 20% of the money you make. If you go back and look over the course of a year, you will notice that 80% of the money that you lose will be coming off of trading zero DTE shit. So as we have the VIX down here at 1255, as everybody is planning and expecting that we have a Friday crush the VIX, because that's what it has traditionally done, and you are down here on 1255. I want to remind everybody that the stock market is open today. It's the second Friday of the year that the stock market is open. It will be open another 48, 49, or 50. I don't know what holidays fall on the Friday times this year. The reason you're doing this is either you are a very selfish bastard, or you have something much more important in your life that you look forward to. And if that does fit with you, focus your attention on your kids the way that you do on your zero DTE chat room posting. You'll get a much greater return. Have a great weekend. I'm out of here early today. Got the big weekend here. Catch you guys on Tuesday.